G'day everyone and welcome back to another Fusion 360 tutorial. In this tutorial we're going to take a look into the browser. Now the browser is this thing over here on the left hand side, and basically it contains all of the things that you have created. For example, your sketches, your bodies, those sorts of things, as well as construction planes. So let's just have a little look in terms of what we've got. Now the other thing I just want to mention down the bottom is the timeline. And what you can see down the bottom here are some icons here which relate to sketches and the creation of bodies. So if I actually rewind right to the back here, I can see that I started off obviously with an empty file, and then I created something. So I'm just going to hit play to move forward one step, and you can actually, whoop, what happened there? Let's try that again. I'm going to go forward one step and I created a sketch. Now nothing is visible here. And that's because in my browser, my sketches, which are contained here, if I open that up there, you can see that they're hidden. So I can actually turn these guys on, so on and so forth, by just switching the toggle on the eye there. So that was our first sketch. Okay, so sketch one, which is visible right now, was our first sketch. Now, as you can imagine, as you get deep into a model, you've created lots of geometry. Understanding what each of these sketches is can be a little bit tricky. So it's good practice to actually rename them. I'm just going to double click on that one there, and you can actually see I can jump into that sketch. So in fact, why don't I just name that? And I'm just going to call this angle, because that's pretty much the shape that was. I'm just going to jump out of that, finish sketch. All right, so we went forward in the timeline. Let me jog forward a step. You can see I did an extrusion of that. Now the next thing that I did, if I turn on my next sketch here, you can see is this slotted sort of cut here, or slotted sketch, which I then actually, if I go forward one step, I actually did a cut through there. So sketch 2, and I'm just going to rename this sketch. I'm just going to call that slot. Okay, now sketch 3, I'm going to turn those on, and you can see I've got 2 circles here. Now I use those 2 circles to basically, if I jog forward one step, I use those to cut through 2 holes. So sketch 3, I'm going to just rename, and it might be mounting holes, let's say. Now, obviously, they're the sketches. So if I ever need to go and edit those sketches, so for example, if I want to edit the sketch or the diameter of those holes, where I can see they're currently of a diameter 10, and maybe the client says they need to be 13, I've updated those and I can finish that. Hey presto, we've got that. Now, if I look at my bodies, we can see we've got one body here, and that is the entire object there, which I've added to or created those cuts and those sorts of things. So I just wanted to let everybody know that we do have bodies, which are things like extrusions and those sorts of things. And then we have our sketches, which obviously I can edit, and I can go and change that. For example, client has said, hey, this is going to be now 5 millimeters. Finish the sketch, and you can now see that everything updates there. So that's just a little intro into the browser. It's really useful, as well as looking at the timeline down the bottom there. So hopefully that will help you at some stage, and I will see you in the next video.